Hi everyone, today we dive into the inspiring journey of Amul, a brand that has revolutionized the India's dairy industry and bridged the gap between the farmers and the consumers, transforming livelihoods while delivering quality to millions. Well, India has the largest livestock population in the world, with 50% of the world's buffaloes and 20% of its cattle population. Yet shockingly, just a few decades ago, India was facing a severe milk crisis. The irony was stark. Despite being home to abundant resources, the country struggled to meet its own dairy demands. Milk was in short supply, and what little was available was often of poor quality and expensive. Farmers, especially small-scale ones, faced exploitation from middlemen who paid them unfair prices, trapping them in a cycle of poverty. Meanwhile, consumers were left with adulterated or unreliable dairy products, leading to widespread dissatisfaction. This dire situation gave birth to what is now known as White Revolution, a movement that would forever change India's dairy industry. At the center of this transformation was Amul, the Gujarat-based cooperative that not only tackled the milk crisis head-on, but also became a symbol of empowerment for millions of farmers across the country. Fast forward to today, and India is the largest producer of milk in the world and a major exporter of dairy products. In 2006-2007, the country produced over 946 lakh tons of milk with per capita availability of 229 grams per day. As of 2022, India's dairy market was valued at $115.57 billion and is projected to grow to a staggering $227.53 billion by 2030 with a compound annual growth rate of 8.94%. The Indian dairy industry now contributes 5% to the national economy and directly supports over 8 crore farmers, many of whom belong to rural communities. So the question is, how did India transform from milk deficit country to the dairy capital of the world? Well, it all starts with the game-changing efforts of Amul and the White Revolution. They completely transformed India's dairy industry by organizing rural farmers into cooperatives, providing them with fair pricing, modernized infrastructure and access to resources, which empowered them to thrive and made the country self-sufficient in milk production. Amul's journey from a small cooperative in Gujarat to $7 billion powerhouse is nothing short of remarkable. As of 2023, it dominates India's dairy market, capturing 40% of packaged milk, 85% of butter, and 60% of cheese. With over 36 lakh farmers across 18,700 villages, Amul has not only revolutionized India's dairy industry but also empowered rural communities. Available in over 1 million retail outlets and ranked among the most trusted brands, Amul truly embodies its slogan, "The Taste of India." Before diving into Amul's incredible journey, which is nothing short of inspiring, let's take a moment to understand the situation of India that was facing back then. Scarce supply of milk, fluctuating prices, poor quality, and an industry dominated by middlemen exploiting farmers. But the problem ran deeper than just supply shortages. The dairy industry lacked organization, infrastructure, and storage facilities, leading to massive wastage. Urban areas were hit the hardest as the rapid population growth caused demand for milk to skyrocket, while the supply system failed to keep up, leading to shortages and frustration. Well, for millions of families, a glass of fresh and affordable milk felt like a luxury. Let's jump right in and uncover the key challenges that were encountered. Severe milk scarcity and inconsistent supply, exploitation of farmers by middlemen, the fragmented and unorganized dairy industry, high levels of wastage due to lack of storage and quality control, a growing population with increasing demand for affordable and quality dairy products. Amid this chaos, one question loomed large. How could the gap between the farmers and consumers be bridged? How could rural dairy farmers be empowered while providing quality and affordable products to the masses? It wasn't just about fixing a broken system. It was about creating a new one that was sustainable, scalable, and transformative. That's when leaders like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Tri Bhuvan Das Kishibhai Patel stepped in to create India's first dairy cooperative in 1946. The Kaira District Cooperative Milk Producers Union. The union made a humble beginning with a handful of farmers, 0 dairy cooperative societies, and with just 250 liters of milk. They worked with Dr. Verghese Kurien, who's known as the father of the White Revolution. Dr. Verghese Kurien created a milk grid under the Operation Flood program, which linked rural dairy farmers directly to urban markets. The milk grid was a national supply chain network created under Operation Flood to link rural dairy farmers directly with urban markets. It ensured efficient movement of milk and dairy products from surplus regions to deficit regions, helping to reduce wastage, ensure fair prices, and empower farmers. To better understand the transformation of India's dairy industry, let's dive into the Operation Flood program that streamlined the journey of milk from rural farms to urban tables. Operation Flood was a dairy development program in India that ran from 1970 to 1996. It was also known as the White Revolution. The program was launched by National Dairy Development Board. Let's uncover the 6 essential steps of the innovative milk grid model. First, milk production at farms. Over 42.5 lakh farmers were brought together and organized into 43,000 village cooperatives, creating a powerful grassroots network. These cooperatives served as a platform to empower small-scale farmers while providing access to essential resources and support. Farmers received high-quality feed that improved livestock nutrition and productivity, while targeted training programs taught sustainable dairy practices and boosted operational efficiency. Second, collection at village milk collection centers. Under the cooperative model, village milk collection centers were established to streamline the process of gathering milk directly from farmers. These centers became a vital part of the dairy value chain, ensuring transparency and fairness. Farmers brought their milk to these centers, where its quality was tested using modern methods to measure key parameters such as fat content and solids not fat. This testing ensured that payments were based on the milk's quality and quantity rather than on arbitrary rates. Third, milk chilling at chilling centers. Chilling centers were strategically established in regions with surplus milk production to address the challenge of preserving milk freshness. These centers were equipped to rapidly cool milk at around 4 degrees Celsius that slows bacterial growth and maintains quality. This step was particularly transformative for remote rural areas where long distances and inadequate storage facilities often led to spoilage and wastage. By chilling the milk close to its source, these centers significantly reduced losses. Fourth, transportation to milk processing plants. Milk chilled at collection centers was transported to processing plants using insulated tankers designed to maintain the required low temperatures during transit. This ensured that the milk remained fresh and hygienic throughout the journey. The innovative milk grid played a crucial role by efficiently routing these tankers, connecting rural areas with surplus milk production to urban markets with high demand. Fifth, processing at milk plants. Milk processing plants pasteurize and homogenize raw milk to ensure safety and consistency. Pasteurization heats the milk to kill bacteria, while homogenization breaks down fat molecules to create a smooth texture. The milk is then transformed into various products, including butter, cheese, ghee, and milk powder. After processing, the dairy products are packed to keep them fresh, safe, and easy to transport. Packaging involves sealing the products in containers that protect them from contamination, light, and air, all of which could affect their quality. And lastly, distribution of milk. The milk grid established a nationwide cold chain system to ensure that processed milk and dairy products remain at proper temperature during transport, thereby preserving their freshness and quality. The system includes refrigerated trucks, storage facilities, and distribution centers that keep the products cool from the plant to urban markets. By maintaining a controlled temperature throughout the journey, the cold chain ensures the dairy products reach over 290 urban markets efficiently. Milk production skyrocketed from 20 million metric tons in 1970 to over 200 million tons in 2023. With the milk grid in place to scale each area effectively, Amul introduced 3-tier cooperative model. This model became a template for dairy cooperatives in India and across the world, earning India the title of milk capital of the world. First, village-level cooperatives. At the grassroots level, cooperatives support milk production at farms and facilitate its collection at dedicated village milk collection centers. Second, district-level cooperatives. At the district level, cooperatives ensure that milk is promptly chilled at specialized centers and efficiently transported to milk processing plants. And third, state-level cooperative unions. At the highest level, cooperative unions oversee the processing of milk at large-scale plants and manage its distribution to markets. Well, this dynamic 3-tier cooperative model empowers farmers by giving them a direct stake in the dairy value chain. Soon, once the system was in place, its profound effect could be noticed. Direct farmer-to-market supply helps stabilize milk prices, benefiting both producers and consumers. For example, before Operation Flood, pre-1970s, Earlier, farmers sold milk to middlemen who paid very low prices, typically around 1 to 2 rupees per litre, regardless of the milk's quality. And urban consumers paid 5 to 7 rupees per litre for milk because middlemen set inflated prices, even though the milk was often of poor quality and frequently adulterated. But after Operation Flood, that is post 1970s, now farmers who sell directly to cooperatives receive fair and consistent prices, typically 4 to 5 rupees per litre depending on quality of the milk. And urban consumers could buy high quality, safe and unadulterated milk at a stable price of 6 to 8 rupees per litre, which is much competitive and affordable compared to pre-Operation Flood rates. Even today, the cooperative model ensures that farmers receive 30 to 35 rupees per litre for high quality milk, while consumers pay 50 to 60 rupees per litre depending on the type of milk. The Indian dairy market has flourished with regional contributions. The North leads with 40%, followed by South with 30%, the West with 21%, and the East contributes 9% of the market. But did you know this iconic brand didn't achieve its legendary status by relying solely on liquid milk? So what did they do? Back in the early days, Amul realized something crucial. Relying solely on liquid milk would limit its growth and make it vulnerable to market fluctuations. So what was the solution? Well, Amul decided to think bigger. Instead of just selling liquid milk, they came up with the idea of making other dairy products like butter, cheese, and ice cream. This way, they could reach more people, reduce waste, and grow even stronger. By focusing on value addition, they transformed raw milk into high-margin products, maximizing profitability and creating a more sustainable business model. To give you an example, consider the journey of raw milk through value addition. Basic raw milk might be sold at around 50 rupees per litre. However, when processed into paneer, the same litre of milk yields approximately 200 grams of paneer, which can be sold for 90 rupees, almost doubling its value. Similarly, by adding flavors like chocolate or strawberry, plain milk becomes a premium product priced at 80 rupees per litre. These transformations not only enhance the appeal of dairy products, but also significantly increase their market value, showcasing the power of value addition. Moreover, value addition helps stabilize revenue during fluctuations in raw material prices. Even if the price of milk drops to 40 rupees per litre, processed products like paneer, 90 rupees for 200 grams, and flavored milk, 80 rupees per litre, continue to generate steady income. This pricing stability protects the business from market volatility and ensures consistent profitability. And so Amul began expanding into a variety of value-added products. Over time, this expansion helped grow Amul's product range. Amul butter became synonymous with its category, capturing 85% of the market share by 2023. Amul cheese commanded 60% of the cheese market in India. Amul ice cream grew rapidly, capturing 38% of the market. This strategic diversification allowed Amul to evolve from just a milk brand into a household name in dairy. You know, Amul has stayed relevant for over 5 decades. What sets Amul apart is its aggressive and consistent marketing strategy, which has kept the brand at the forefront of the consumer's mind across generations. Amul's consistent marketing efforts, particularly the Amul Girl campaign, have created long-term brand recognition and trust. Amul's success shows that staying flexible, consistent, and connecting with customers on personal level can transform a brand into a trusted name for generations. Thanks for watching, and remember, every story has lessons waiting to be discovered. See you in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Bye-bye.